Hello, good evening. Hi. We've been gone for a little while and we're back. I will say this will probably be a shorter episode, so we'll try to squeeze everything in we can. I'm King Ginger, but you already knew that. So let's go on the table, and I know we're out of order. I don't care.
Whoa.
I don't remember what the order is. I don't have it enough to care today. So
okay, Nate, I'm in the right spot, so I'm okay.
Who's in the wrong spot?
Oh no, I'm just kidding.
Not me.
It's fine.
I am Nate.
It's fine.
Artisan Rogue, Warlock, Twig Swift Strike. Last time on
That's right. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay.
There you go. Last time
I said I didn't care, but I care. I care too much.
You care a lot. It's a dirty job.
Somebody's got to do it.
Whoa. Anyway. Last time on Down in Outlands, we were a little sleepy. We found Erland, and now visiting the Price Master.
Price is wrong, Nate.
Wow.
Hopefully it is. I only have 3 gold.
Yes.
Hello, I am Shannon. I am playing 11-year-old Artificer, Charity Momart, Chaos Goblin, and she's been on a journey lately. I think at the last she's kind of like I don't even know like how to go about this. Like I think she's still kind of like locked up on what happened when she talked to the Fates and is not letting it go, and it is weighing heavy on her mind. Meanwhile, Savannah's trying to figure out how to get information around and go find Norhand, who's still MIA because, like, really, she doesn't have a job and has to take care of 2 rust monsters. It's a rough world out there.
You gotta feed those kids.
Gotta feed them kids. Them kids.
I'm Cassandra. I'm playing Amulet Sticky Fingers, who, maybe the one and only one of a kind Kender Barbarian. I don't know if more exist. And she's just happy to be around. She doesn't have any issues right now. She'd be freaking out if she was around Savannah and Savannah was like, have you seen Norhand? And then she'd have to try to keep a secret. But right now, she's good to go.
It's fair.
I'm a warrior. I play Montgomery Burnside, or known as Monty. He's a 9-year-old GIF fighter. He is having problems at the moment. He was, in addition to being haunted by the Bagman, who is real. Assholes.
That got fixed.
Ish. He has also been he got like a creepy message from the Fates. It's like, sorry about your parents, and it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, so that's a fun thing for a 9-year-old to hear. And now he's in a giant marketplace, which is probably a good place for an unattended child.
The trick is if you don't talk to the Fates, they don't tell you anything overtly creepy.
Okay. So let's start actually. Let's start where we ended last time. Savannah, you and Runtel leave um, the office of the witch count's viscount, the witch's viscount, whose actual name escapes me right now. But you leave, and Runtel basically says, "I'm gonna make a stop off where I'm dwelling, and then we can take a leave from there and start following some of these clues. Maybe I get a little get of them books for me."
Oh, she has her voice right now, doesn't she?
She does.
Yes, that's correct. A fair idea and point. Are we in a hurry?
Well, I feel like if we don't get on this, it's gonna get away from us, and I like to make sure that we can get out in front of things.
Understood.
Don't you get the feeling that things are starting to snowball out of control?
I do not have a concept of snowballs.
Oh, when this is all over, I'm gonna treat you.
That is vague.
It's good. So he says, "Come on," and he starts walking. You head through a couple back alleys, and Bellis, yeah, no, Belith. Belith is the witch count.
Belith.
Bellis is someone else. Yeah, I know it's my own goddamn fault. So you make your way through kind of the area close to the university, down kind of, I guess, downtown for lack of a better term.
Sure.
And you make your way into where the amphitheater is, which is an area that is looks more Middle Eastern, and it's like the articulation annex actually looks like a pyramid. A very like finely gilded pyramid, and this has like kind of a neighborhood around it, and then behind it a massive elven structure with a sprawling garden and like small forest in the back behind it. Here, I'll show. Kind of close to where Gertie Cups is. Let me show you. Right up here.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
you make your way through, and in this area, the kind of the buildings get real narrow, and everything's real tight and packed. And it seems like Rentel takes you on a real roundabout path. When you finally arrive to the back door of a single story, almost rectangular building with limited windows and one door, which he does not use a key to open, but instead looks to scrawl something with his fingernail across the door, and then the door opens.
Interesting.
He holds it open so you can walk through.
She kind of hesitates for just a second and kind of looks like she's bummed because of her contact. She really wanted to go back to her room and get the cookies that she had made because she still had cookies and she wanted to bring them to someone specific. But, snowballs apparently, which she's still very confused by. She understands what a snowball is, but she does not understand the terminology. It is very strange.
Sure.
Metaphors are strange. She kind of hesitates and glances at it, but it seems similar to her own magic chalk, so she walks through.
You walk in, and the room is just decimated. It's like the furniture's broken. There's stuff all over the wall. Everything's been tossed around. There looks like there's been a small fire in the middle of the room, and there is a body slumped in a broken chair that has a note pinned to it. And as soon as Runtel shuts the door and sees this, he grabs you. You realize how big he is. He grabs you, his whole hand almost engulfing your chest, and pushes you behind him. He puts his wrist out, and looks like a cylinder around his wrist opens, and you can see that there's just wands in every little cylinder. And he cocks it like a gun almost, and spins a wand out. And he looks around, kind of looks back, looks at you, looks around, and goes, "Don't touch anything."
How are we to investigate if I am unable to inspect?
I just want to make sure it's safe first. Someone has gotten into somewhere where they should not be.
That has become clearly apparent.
So he kind of walks around. You see him cast 2 different spells, and then he says, "It's clear." He kind of squats down over the pile where you can see it's just like burned books and papers. And he kind of sighs and kind of knocks one over. Looks up at the dead guy, shakes his head, and kind of puts his head down. He says, "What they say? What they say?"
She'll kind of lean in and look at the note.
It's written in a language I'm pretty sure you don't speak as well as common. It's kind of a mishmash of words. You can't read much of the beginning. It's a little bit longer. You don't even know what it's written, and it's bizarre. But the bottom of it in common says, "Let sinking captains drown."
I cannot read the beginning part of this. It is a language I do not know or understand. However,
he stands up and he takes it and he turns the chair, like literally just picks it up and turns it around so he hasn't looked at the dead guy. He looks at it. He puts one finger out. He goes and he touches a floorboard, and a hole opens up. And he reaches inside and he grabs an amulet and he throws it to you.
she catches it.
And then he says, "Put it on," and then tell me what it says.
She'll do as asked.
Once you do that and you look at the paper, the letters actually turn in shape and they're in common.
Interesting.
It says your services are no longer required in the matter of Captain Norhand. Failure to see this contract as ended will result in hostilities. This is a simple warning. Let sinking captains drown. The Silent Synod.
She'll read that back verbatim. And she kind of tilts her head quizzically, just examining the note. Who is this warning for? You? Myself? The captain?
It looks like yours truly is unemployed. And this, he points to the guy in the chair dead, is my severance package.
That is most unfortunate. I do not believe that will last you several weeks.
He kind of looks at you and says, "You think I'm going to eat my friend? No, it's going to cost me money to have him resurrected."
No, communication is very difficult. Somehow it was easier when I had no voice. I was not inferring that you would consume this individual.
You hear at the door. He turns and he looks at the door and he looks at you. He looks at the door and he looks at you. You gonna get it?
I could.
Please.
She is clearly not making any decisions here without guidance.
He walks over. As you're doing that, he walks over and he takes his 2 big fingers and closes the guy's eyes. and starts like pulling a sheet together and wrapping it around him.
As he does so, and she makes her way to the door. Be forewarned that if there is a foul odor, it is typically because individuals have a tendency to vacate their bowels upon becoming deceased.
He turns and looks at you with this incredulous look of like, mother.
She doesn't even miss a beat.
No, yeah,
She just
it's like
opens the door.
it's completely beyond Savannah. I just wanted you to know.
Yeah, she gently like kind of opens the door a bit and just peeks her head. Hello. How
You-
may I be of service?
That's when you see a group of cloaked figures standing in a semicircle around the door. And you hear
Is there a
Runtel.
celebration of some kind? You all appear to be dressed.
Runtel says, "Who is it?"
Several individuals. I cannot discern their gender. However, they all seem to be wearing cloaks.
As soon as his voice rings out, all of them open their cloaks and pull out knives, and you see that they're all Kenku. So back to the
Burbs!
exchange. So you've arrived at the exchange. It is a bustling, hustling and bustling area. You see people innumerable, as well as different races you did not even know existed. Just mingling about, everyone's weapons peace bonded magically. There's not just what's going on with the Price Master, which is just him barking in his almost sonic drive-through sounding ass voice, poorly negotiating with all the little God, what are they called? The little penguin dudes. I can't remember what they're called all of a sudden. Durai? Doar. I can never remember. All the Doar kind of moving and shaking around and making sure that parcels are exchanged for the money that's agreed upon. But you see other little stalls too that are kind of almost like symbiotically tied to this place. It seems like just pop-up stalls where people are selling food and drink and different things like that. Just different additional sundries. Bosana looks and says, "Well, there's a lot of room here," and she divides up the tablets and gives all of you some of them, and says, "We'll meet back here. 30 minutes."
And these are applications for what's his name's job temporarily.
You all get a tablet, and what you know about it is very limited, but what you do know is when someone writes on it, then that information gets back to Hypnos on Mount Celestia. And by tablet, I mean it's literally a stone tablet, a clay tablet.
And it's magical, so once they write on it, it disappears and goes off to Hypnos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
Charity doodles a smiley face. Just
Erlin immediately starts to head off in a direction.
I feel like we should still go in pairs at least, guys.
yeah.
Rosine and Bliss are kind of staying there. Bosana's already went in the opposite direction. Those two seem very determined to make something happen.
Did I miss something? Is it a competition? She kind of leans into Amulet. She's trying to be quiet in a way that the closest thing Charity ever gets to being quiet. It's that loud whisper. Did I miss something? Is it a competition? Are there judges?
Bliss turns and looks at it and she goes, "Erlin feels guilty. And so does Bosana. They just want this over with."
Sure, I mean, we all want this over with. This sucks. But seriously, like, I don't know. I'm getting this, like.
She points and she says, he wants to justify what you gave up for what we all gave up to bring him back. And she feels like all of this is her fault. So
Okay. Here's my thing. Therapists are awesome. We're not gonna get very far if we're spending all this time being divided. Like, no offense, I feel like I've literally been dragged across the multiverse and back. Oh, because I have, and I'm kind of over it. We need to work together.
Rosine looks at all of you, then looks at Charity, takes her tablet, and flies away. Bliss just sighs and looks down. She kind of says, I know you're frustrated, but I'm sort of used to this. You are more used to this. They aren't. Think about the first time anything like this happened to you and how out of sorts you were. You're good at this. They're not. They're trying to figure it out. But also they don't want to feel like dead weight. I don't want to feel like dead weight. I do just want to go. I want to go home. And we still have to, oh God, we still have to find Felix. I don't think I like field trips. She kind of says. And at that point, two massive insectoid-looking beings clear a path for two more who are carrying a large spider-like eel thing on a palanquin behind them. And he says, yeah, stop. He's like whacking these things on the top of the head with like a little fan. Peels open his little curtain, and his eel head comes slippering out, and he says, you look very familiar to me.
Who's he pointing to?
To Amulet, Twig, and Charity. You know that he or it, they, whatever you want to call him, is a Yogi.
Does he look familiar?
Yogis do.
They're the ones that kidnapped us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've just got that face.
You see him sniffing the air.
We should go.
You smell like merchandise. Lost profits.
Nope, not for sale. Gotta go.
Nope. And you smell like you'd be really delicious on some rice. We gotta jet.
We just all walk away.
When you start to, one of the painted Umber Hulks puts his giant paw out to kind of corral you back in.
He can't be blocking all the directions, can he?
He's a large creature, and most of you are small.
We are small.
Walk between his legs?
You're small. You could.
I miss not being seen.
Monty, I think in the meantime will like sort of scamper up to this horrible eel thing and hold out his tablet and be like, are you interested in a job? We are scouting for a very prestigious position in the lower realms, and
you are GIF, are you not? You are GIF.
Yes.
GIF looking to employ me, not me looking to employ GIF. This is novel. Tell me more.
Yeah, so there's the guy called Hypnos. He's pretty famous, and he's like, I've been doing my job he has a very important job that is very complicated, and I'm sure it can be explained during the interview process.
What is the profit like? What's the profit margin like?
I think he's a prophet.
He kind of looks around.
It's astronomical.
It's more of an existential salary.
It's really hard to calculate.
Like you get to know like everything about everything, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything about everything.
Everything about everything. That's the sales pitch here.
He uses one of his kind of mandible ends of his spider leg and slaps one of the Umber Hulks, who reaches down and takes the tablet from your hand and raises it up. He looks at the tablet. He looks at you. Looks at the tablet. This says nothing. It is blank.
So you write on it about how you want the job, and then it'll go back to Hypnos.
Did you just say to write?
Yeah.
He
You write
throws
on.
back to you. I do not do manual labor.
Well, I mean, you.
I will dictate and you will write my story.
Yeah, sure, okay.
I am the great Gershkak.
Can you
Gesundheit.
spell that for me, please?
Your letters are inconsequential.
I will
hail
put
from
in parentheses
farthest
inconsequential.
star, close to the realms. I am a great master of commerce. I have many, many, many broods. And yet I am still not great old master. I have not been devoured by my young. I have many slaves, such as these 4 incompetent brutes. I have wealth beyond avarice. I have set stars ablaze in war. And the bards of the omniverse at best forget my name in history, burn it from history. I am a great tyrant.
Okay. Can you
Also-
tell me about...
Sorry. But okay.
Also, one time I duped the dragon.
Okay. I'll note that. Another bullet point. Can you tell me about a time when you had to deal with a difficult situation involving a customer?
He kind of looks thoughtful for a second. That is a good question. That is a good question. That's a tough one. I did not think you would
Difficult.
ask this one.
That's with the hard job.
And then he
You gotta ask the
points
tough
one of his
question.
pincers over across the pavilion, and you see what looks like if someone took a spherical shape and tried to make it as geometric as possible, almost like a Minecraft circle, fully filled in, made of crystalline, with a hole in the middle and another smaller version of that floating in the middle with a bunch of crystals floating around it, flanked by large beings made of crystal, but in a bipedal humanoid shape. It is an Ion Chungus. Name impronounceable. We made a deal. He tried to renege on negotiation. I do strong arm him a little bit. Chungus always like that. They always think they are the best. They hate one another. They hate everything. They're Chungus. Big Eye Chungus, they hate everything. But I am a persuasive negotiator. So I stared him down from my spider cruiser until he and his crew surrendered, and then I plundered. I let him live. He would say he escaped. I let live. I do not need a war with all of Beholderkin. There, difficult customer.
Finishes writing. Okay. Great. I believe that brings us to the end of the.
You say
filling out.
knowledge is the pay.
That's my understanding.
Understanding. You do not have direct information. Are you a headhunter? Are you
Am I a what?
headhunting me? Are you a recruiter?
What?
Are you a headhunter? Are you just randomly going around and asking
No.
very intelligent looking beings if they would be willing to do a job? That's Bush League, man. It's a Bush League.
No, it's not Bush League. It's just this is my first day doing it, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job. So,
well, when you get a little bit of experience under you, young gift, you come see me. I'll put you to real work. We'll make a real coin together.
Okay.
Whips the Umber Hulks. He seems to have completely lost track of you three, like in his
Good.
self-congratulatory explanation of who he is. Bliss just watches this happens, and she looks at you three, and then she looks at Monty, and she goes, "The fuck."
There's a genius.
You
He's real
know,
good.
I got, how many of these do we have to do each? I did mine.
that's
Am I done
like,
now?
we should probably pick like people who aren't inherently evil.
No, I was gonna say dicks, but like, yeah, that works too.
Sometimes those things go hand in hand, but
That's
not
true.
always.
That's true.
Does anyone else notice how many scary people are here? Make me a perception check.
Amulet's not scared.
Nat 20. What a
Nine.
dumb moment to roll.
18.
15.
9.
So, Monty, you don't see anyone in particular who kind of like makes you skittish at all. But one thing you do notice is you do see what looks to be a very intricately, almost woven of metal, like stand. And it's flanked by two individuals in military garb, like dress garbs, and they're wearing like really neat looking like helmets that cover their face with like this iridescent sparkling glass, and they've got weapons like you've never seen before, and you've seen some interesting stuff. Sitting at the desk, or at the stand, is a woman who looks like she's elvish, but not like an elvish you've seen before. Her hair is tied up very tight in a bun. She's also dressed like she's got more medals on her tunic than you thought could fit on one. On her epaulets and everything, they're just like sparkling. And people are giving that little stand a wide berth.
Cool. Yeah, Monty's definitely gonna go right over there. He's like, epaulets, medals.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Excuse me.
So while Monty does that, quick charity amulet, you all do see something that actually does put fear in you.
Amulet can't be frightened.
It puts
No, like it's literally part of her thing.
yeah,
She
no,
can't
no,
be
I
frightened.
know, I know. It puts like just it gives you bad memories. Let's put it
Okay.
that way for you.
Okay.
Across the pavilion, there is a massive being with 4 arms made of stone and almost looks like icy glass, flanked by a bunch of dusk elves. You've seen this thing before. You saw him at the siege on the open house. It's Olgstag, the son of Umarmaksh, the main primary earth primordial.
Yeah, we should go.
Don't make eye contact.
Nope.
I was just saying that you notice one of the dusk elves is coming right up to you.
Ah, crap.
We should disappear in the crowd. We could all literally just turn around and disappear in the crowd.
Bliss stops you and she says, "They can't fight here. No one can do anything here."
Oh, that's true.
Mm.
Should we see what he wants?
I mean, it's not like we can run anywhere.
Oh,
We could run lots of places.
I was gonna say, my sweet summer child, we could go a lot of different places.
She kind of looks around and she's like, "I guess, but like, then what happens to Bosana and Felix? And I mean, we could keep running, or we could just not."
hate it when you make sense.
That's what happens when you get a little bit older. Start saying things that you hate that adults say, and I hate adults. She walks forward to meet the dusk elf. They exchange some type of words, and she looks back and she says, "I think it's going to be okay."
All right, what's the deal?
You have been requested for an audience with his most merciless.
All right. Lead the way.
He leads you up. And Olgstog never looks at you. The entire time he's just like almost like he's surveying everything else going around. A floating skull comes off from behind like his massive shoulder. I mean, this guy's humongous. Floats down and says, "His Greatness, Olgstog, son of Urmek, son of Lamashtu, destroyer of homes, pillager of lands,
While he's talking, she'll kind of like look at Amulet and like,
titan of terror. Is intrigued to know how you survived. His utter devastation of your once peaceful dwelling, the theft of all you hold dear, the death of friends and family. How did you escape?"
We're pretty hardy.
Yeah, mad skills.
At that, like, it gets really quiet. Its head, like, you can hear, it sounds like stones grinding against each other when he moves. His massive head turns and looks at you.
mm-mm.
Does anyone speak giant
Nope.
or
Nope.
primordial?
Nope.
He says something in this guttural noise that sounds partly like something being frozen to the point that it shatters upon touch, and someone dumping 10 tons of gravel out of the back of a dump truck. It's just this cacophony of, if sounds could hurt. And then a laughter. A laughter so loud and disconcerting that everything stops in the whole exchange.
Did anyone catch that?
Can we look at the elves that are with him and be like, do you know what he's saying?
They don't say anything. The skull looks at you. It says, "The great destroyer, the devourer of hope, has stated that he is happy to see some of your get lived. It will give him much joy to kill you later when you have started families and friendships of your own and then devour them in front of you."
Get in line, jeez.
Yeah, there's a pretty big list for that.
When
Yeah,
you say
for
that, he goes back to looking at you and he leans all the
Mm.
way down,
Mm-mm.
and you can feel this breath on you. And it's this feeling of like being pelted with dust out of a air blower, and it smells of like fetid earth. He reaches down with his finger that's bigger than most of you, and he gently tilts your head up, Charity, and he looks you directly in the eyes. And in common, he says, "I will save you and yours for last, because you will deserve the best death."
You'll have to find me first.
Again, that laughter. And he tilts his head back up, and you see something coming up for auction, and he raises his massive hand. The surveyor turns its floating headness to one of the dusk elves and says something in a language you don't speak, and the elf ushers you away.
Well, that was fun.
Did we just come here to get harassed repeatedly? What's going on?
All I'm going to say is this. When I'm done burying a dagger in that stupid tiger's back, I'm coming for him next.
As you're walking back, and Bliss is talking to this elf, you're stopped, Amulet.
Like stuck to the ground, stopped. Someone standing in front of
Someone
me.
steps out right in front of you.
I'm assuming they're taller than me.
Yes.
What do they look like?
They're tall and lithe, but they've got broad shoulders. They're wearing like a mithril chain shirt, and a purple cloak. And the cloak goes up, and they're wearing a helmet that looks like the skull of a dragon. And they also have a small pseudo dragon flying around them.
Sweet.
Cute.
I've been looking for you. You won't believe how hard it is for us to find you.
For a couple questions. Who are you? Who is us? Why are you looking for me?
She pulls her hood back, which makes her helmet kind of almost slough off like scale. And she says, "My name is Roni."
Sorry, that's Cassandra excitement.
And I need to find you because I need to stop Archon.
Okay. What can I do?
You're the weapon. The namer said you were the weapon.
What weapon?
I don't know. Frankly, I don't care. I just need to stop the weapon. I need to stop him from using it. I've traveled a long way to get here to find you. It's not easy.
Okay, we're kind of doing something else right now, though. Can I add you to the to-do list?
She stops and says, "No, this is important. I'm sorry. I know what you're doing is probably important. I've been in the spot you've been in where it seems very important, but I'm talking about greater stakes than whatever you're doing right now. We're talking about," she kind of looks around and says, "We're talking about Tiamat trying to invade the prime material plane. I need to know how you are involved in that, how you are a weapon. You're a skinny halfling."
I'm short. I get it. I know it. But I'm tough. It's just what it is. And I don't think this is the first time Tiamat's tried to invade.
Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Nope, that's only while raging. Oh, that was a good roll, though. 21.
A mug of ale comes whipping right past her head just as you turn and miss it, and she catches it. And a almost as wide as she is tall dwarf starts making her way up to where you're standing, and has a cask on her shoulder where she is literally turning the spigot and drinking out of it occasionally. The pseudo dragon goes and flies and lands on the barrel. She's like, "Oh, I'm so bored. Like, this place doesn't even have good food. It doesn't have good ale. I thought we were coming here to find the Baba Yaga, but you were looking for a bunch of kids." And you see the tall elvish woman gives you this one, and she bends down into the dwarf in a very charity, I'm trying not to be loud, but I'm louder than I mean to be way, says, "You were passed out at that point, and this is important. If you'd stay sober once in a while and stop being so bored with everything that isn't you smashing it, we would get things done a little bit more efficiently. It's fine. I'm bored. Like, we're not doing anything fun. I'm bored. Turns around and she says, sorry. And then she drinks the whole ale in one shot, drops the mug on the ground. As I was saying, Twig, Charity, what are you two wanting to do while this conversation is happening?
Well, Nate wants to give Roni her stuff that he found on a spaceship.
You
Twig don't know
could.
shit. So, just looking for her then.
She pulls a rock out and it's glowing and it's almost like looks like a needle on a compass in a rock form, and it glows and points right at Amulet. Margaret pushes her way forward and looks at it and she goes, ooh, I do remember that. She looks at you two and she's like, have you ever been to the junkyard at the edge of everything? Like, it's an actual place. Have you been there? It's a junkyard. It's like where everything that gets lost just goes.
Are there like ships there that go through the reaches of space?
Everything is there.
I found some stuff.
She
there.
reaches in a bag, reaches like elbow deep in this bag, and she pulls out a head. It's a robot head, but it's like almost as big as her chest, and then she forces it back down in the bag. She goes, yeah.
Huh. Well, I found
there were robots there, and I used the term "were" past tense.
We gotta go. We gotta go there. Oh my god, guys, this sounds like the
It's
dopest
wild.
ever.
Cool place, but someone told us we had to leave because we had important stuff to do.
I'm pretty sure we've been there. I found this weird chicken foot necklace, and then this helmet thing, and then this book. It's Dwarven. You know this?
She stops and, like, tentatively, like she thinks you're made of glass. She reaches out and she plucks the chicken thing out of your hand. She goes, "This is not a toy." Did you steal my stuff?
I mean, it was just sitting there
Where?
on a ship. Mind Flayers. It's Mind Flayer ship.
Oh man. She bumps into run. She remember that? Remember that time when we thought we were gonna die and go crazy? We were crazy ride a ship for like a year. We killed a lot of stuff on that ship. We don't do it. We don't take each other for fun anymore. She just kind of has this exasperated look on her face. She's like, "Yeah, this is mine," and she ties back. That book is mine, and she sticks it in her bag. What was the other thing that you have? It's a helmet.
A dinged up helmet. Yeah.
She goes, "Oh, I got a better helmet now. You can keep that one. It's pretty good."
Is it magic?
I don't remember. Well, we could find out.
Okay.
Come on, I know a guy.
All right, I'll follow.
Meanwhile, at the where the fancy dressed military people are. I can't think of what it's called. Meanwhile, Monty, you make your way up.
Hello, hi, hello. Wow, that's so many medals. That's so cool. You have such big epaulets. Oh my god. Are you the coolest person in the universe, or like what's the
kind of
for?
The two helmeted figures, just almost like, I can't think of the tall hatted British soldiers. They just stare straight ahead. They're almost and they're unshakable. But the elven woman behind the desk, like, stops and looks around. She says, "Small child, are you lost?"
No, I'm supposed to be here.
"But you're marked with military insignia. Are you not with your squad? You are a GIF. You do follow rank and regimental procedures."
Of course I do. I'm an optimal commando. I know exactly my rank and insignia. However,
I've not heard of that portion of your military forces. Most
well,
of most of your people are mercenaries that operate under a strict military hierarchy.
yeah,
Where does the commando fall underneath that hierarchy? I'm intrigued to know this.
it's sort of a separate thing beyond the hierarchy. It works independently beyond the mercenary forces.
Hmm.
For justice, peace, and a greater galaxy.
What did you say?
For justice, peace, and a greater
The
galaxy.
greater galaxy. She sits back and she steeples her fingers in front of her face. I have dreamt of that phrase for over 500 years.
Really?
I've heard it ring through the song of my heart. I have fought wars. I have lost friends. I've lost enemies. But forever, I have lived on the cusp of knowing that as the truth. From the mouth of babes, soldier,
I'm pretty cute.
why are you here?
Well, it's kind of a long story. TLDR, my world got blown up, and I landed at a school, and then we went on a field trip, and then we went to Haiti, the lower realms with Tartarus, and Hypno. It's like, you know what, I've been doing the Hypno thing for a long time, and I feel like it's time to let someone else in on all this goodness. You should go find potential applicants for my job. And so I'm here in a human resources capacity.
Commando, you said your world was destroyed. How?
It blew up.
Was it, she kind of looks around. She leans forward and says, was it destroyed or was it unmade?
It was the second thing, but some of it's still there. I saw it.
She leans back. I've seen this.
I'm sorry.
No, I grieve for you and all of your families, friends, comrades. That's why I'm here. That's why we're here. We're raising an army. My people refuse to see what I've seen. They refuse to take serious. In their infinite wisdom, elders have not deemed my claims worthy to gather a actual host to go and find this force that's unmaking planes and to drive it into nothingness. So my allies, my brethren, those closest to me who have served with me for hundreds of years, we've left our ancestral homes. We are building a bulwark, an army, a conglomeration of those willing to take up arms for those very ideals that you so eloquently stated and that I so strongly feel. We will take the fight to it. We will not wait to be unmade.
Really? You gonna do all that? It's funny. I talked to these old ladies earlier, and they showed me a thing, and it was kind of that kind of thing, but I was like leading it. But I was older, so I'm not trying to bait myself up the ranks or anything. But
Then it is fate that we've met.
I think it is. I think this is my first fate thing. That's pretty cool. You want to be friends?
She reaches down and she slides this elegant tapestry, looks like a living tapestry across at you. And she says, this is enlistment. I do not ask you to do so without taking the time to think about what you are giving up. What we do isn't a war. It's a crusade. Not for religious reasons. It's a crusade for reality itself.
Okay. That sounds really cool. I really want to do it, but I think I have to ask my parents if it's okay.
That is understandable.
How do I find you if they say it's cool? How do I get back here?
Oh, I'm sure she looks around and she looks over and waves over another person you didn't kind of see in the background comes over. She says, a sending stone for our young friend. And, yes, Mom. Bows his head and leaves. She says, sit with me.
Okay.
Perhaps if I need to wait to have you in my retinue, then the least I can do is offer you a seat and hear your judgment as other potential candidates make their way.
Really? Cool.
If you're fated to be here, Montgomery, then who am I to deny fate?
It's really cool. Thank you. I think I need to see my parents.
Thank you. I think
I think I need to see my parents before I do it, because
No.
not just for permission, but they might be dead or something. I don't know.
Charity, all this stuff is going on around you. What are you doing?
She's really interested in whatever's in the bag of things from the junkyard, like that robot head that was shown off. So she's been kind of like not so stealthily, like just like sidestepping to get closer.
So Bargard is like double C thick. She's short and even for a dwarf, she's short, but the big thing is she's stocky. She's just like her arms and her thighs are almost as big as her like waistline. She's just a bowling ball full of knives. So also you're getting the distinct impression. Make me an Arcana check.
Sure. No, because that's going to be a 5.
Something is off with both of these two as far as like there's just something unnerving about them, and not in a negative way. It just doesn't feel. They don't feel like what they look like. If that makes any sense. But not in like you're being deceived, but like there's something larger going on there.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's that was a robot head, huh? Yeah.
Oh yeah, all kinds of stuff in here. I mean,
Tell me more.
I've been like almost everywhere. Well, not there's a lot of places to go, but like we go a lot of places, and I was just if I smash something cool, I will take a piece of it just so I can go, hey, remember that time I smashed that thing?
Oh my god, right? Because it's like the best way to get a souvenir, and like everybody is always like, charity, don't blow things up, or charity, don't touch that. You don't know where it's been, but like,
who
just
says
take it,
that?
right?
Who says that?
Who?
People who don't smash stuff.
People who don't smash stuff.
You know why? You know why we do stuff like that? So people won't forget us. They won't forget our names.
Oh my gosh, that's so true.
Did you know
I had another awakening or something?
I forgot my name. I had it taken away from me for like a really long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Like you couldn't remember your name?
I could kind of remember it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't say it, and no one else could remember it.
Oh, that's wild. Was that some magic crap? Yeah.
Yeah, you see this chicken foot thing that I was telling you not to fool around with?
Yeah,
Baba
hey,
Yaga.
but don't look at me.
Baba Yaga. That's who took my name, and you know what? That's what I'm still looking for, because payback.
What's a Baba Yaga?
Oh my gosh, the Baba Yaga. It's this lady thing. She looks like a lady sometimes. Sometimes she looks like a spider in a giant cloak. Sometimes she just looks like nothing inside with a bunch of but she lives in a bigger like a hut, But then the hut like stands up, it's on chicken legs and like walks around. She's creepy.
That sounds great. I want a
But-
chicken hut.
I mean,
The
it does
big
sound
thing
pretty
is
good.
she can tell you your future. And she can,
Oh, we've been there.
Yeah.
yeah, but she doesn't just tell it to you. She can, like, if all of this is a pretty tapestry, like a tapestry that shows you your entire clan's life, all your accomplishments and all your good deeds and all the stories, the victories, the failures, everything. But you don't like some of the story. Some of the
Yeah.
story's bad. The Baba Yaga is like she's like a seamstress. She can go in and she can re-sew those areas. So fate is not fate, it's malleable.
That doesn't sound so bad.
No, that actually sounds really important. Tell me more.
But there's a cost. And she's not upfront about the cost.
Oh.
She's one of those people that talks in circles. You know those people? She looks at Roni for a second and then looks back at you.
Yeah.
No, I like it when you talk to me the same way I'm going to fight you. Right up front. I'm not going to be running around shooting you in the back. I'm going to be smashing you in your face and you're going to know it was me. And if you don't know, by the time we're done, I'm going to tell you it was me.
I mean,
Okay,
sometimes you got to get behind somebody and like stab them.
No.
Truth.
She's like, if we didn't have these stupid magical peace bonds on, I would tell you what I'm talking about. She reaches down and she takes this. It's like one end is a maul and the other end is an axe. It's like one of those axes with a massive like maul head on the other end. And you see that there's like a chain attached to the end of it that is like loops around on her belt, and it's smoldering. And she goes, when I throw this thing, it's a calamity.
All right. I know a lot of things are, but that's bigger than me.
Yeah.
Charity, like, just kind of like still staring at her, like leans over to Twig and is like,
Dude, it's like looking in a mirror.
Is it?
I mean, okay, like a metaphorical mirror, but like, you know.
Oh.
I gotta ask a question.
Sure. I mean,
this-
but like, I'm going to show you this stuff. This guy was, you said you wanted to know how to get there. I was going to show you that thing.
Oh, hell yeah. Cause like I wanna find this Baba Yaga.
No, you don't.
Oh yeah, I do. Oh yeah, I do.
She says, she like reaches into her bag and she pulls out like a tiny cup and then another tiny cup and she fills it up and hands each of you one of them. And she says, I thought I did too. I mean, my friends and I, we were desperate. And I wanted to take back the home of my people. And I wanted to unite scattered clans. And I wanted to do these things. We got desperate when the army of frost giants came and we needed guidance in this. We ended up in the hut of the Baba Yaga, and I did what a leader is supposed to do. I put everyone else's before me, but it cost so much and it still didn't help. We won, but not all my friends made it. And it was just a small beginning of a much larger fight. And honestly, we lost that fight. Like, I love traveling because I can't go home because home doesn't exist anymore. So no, you really don't.
I need to find a way to pull one thread from my tapestry. Just one.
Well,
I don't
we can pull a thread. I mean, me and Roni, we pull threads all the time. Sometimes I call it pulling curtains. Because usually after I'm done killing somebody, I have to clean my weapon. I have to clean Grindelbud off. Because blood gets real gross after a while.
Yeah, I mean, I do have some chemical compounds that are really, really good at getting the stains out of clothing
Ooh.
if you really need it. I mean, it's something I
But
can really
are
whip up
they
quickly.
are they flammable?
I mean,
There's the problem. See, flaming chain all the time. Can't turn it
that's
off.
hmm.
No,
I
but,
can work on
if
that.
you got the gold, we'll pull that thread with
I don't-
extreme prejudice.
I got 3 gold.
Oh,
Yeah.
what are you doing here if you only have 3 gold? I mean, I know that he's a weirdo, but like 3 gold?
So we've got these tablets, you see.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
have you heard of Hypnos?
Nope.
So he it's got a pretty sweet gig. He's down in the underworld, I guess you could
Oh,
say.
yeah, that sounds real sweet.
But he's
It's
just
actually
kinda,
pretty dope.
he does. He's got all sorts of powers. Just kind of lays about and tells people what to do.
He sounds boring. Who lays around? Come on, man.
All
Get
right.
it together.
Not the right person to make this this sale with. Okay.
Do I look like she like shakes her arm out and then does like the Scott Steiner flex? She goes, do I look like I spend a lot of time laying about?
No, those are some pretty big peaks.
Mm-hmm. Tell it to my freaks.
Jesus.
So we gonna talk to this guy or what? Because I'm getting bored.
Yeah, let's find out.
Sure.
So she starts walking you kind of through the bazaar. And at one point you walk by a group of goblins that are literally have so much loot on them they can barely like walk, and they're playing instruments, and there is a very, very impressive looking dragonborn singing. She says, I know her. It's Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha and the Loot Goblins. I saw him play elsewhere. It's pretty cool.
Do they need help carrying some of that loot?
Oh no, they're cursed.
Oh, all right.
You can't get rid of it. It's like the best curse because they wanted it so badly. Now they can't get rid of it. So it's kind of funny.
So
I mean, plus goblins. Come on.
Maybe if I like,
What I look
take
like?
some-
What I look like? Am I first level to you?
I mean, I'm sneaky.
She makes your way through a little bit further, and you walk by like a myriad of different people, but eventually you come to a gelatinous cube in a booth.
Oh,
Slurg, buddy. Look, I brought, and a gurgle comes through the cube, and then you hear this, an air escapes, and it says food. And
definitely
she
not
looks
food.
at you two and looks at him,
No.
looks at you, and then starts laughing, and then get again that little psst of air, and it's just laughter. They're just laughing. And then
This is like a funny or like a funny.
I know, and you hear this again, the psst of air, and it says, I know these two. They're Tawny's children. They used to live on my street. I don't forget faces.
oh, yeah. That didn't work out so well.
You realize this is Slurg the Wise, who is the owner of the curious cube of knickknacks, tchotchkes on Lonely Street.
Oh, the place with the window with all the doodads and stuff. Yeah.
I don't believe we ever made acquaintance. I mean,
Yeah,
I knew who you were because you made the recruitment office down the street very upset, which I found hilarious.
Oh yeah, those are a bunch of dicks.
They totally
They
were.
indeed are. They've taken over the spot where your old home was.
Yeah, I heard. Maybe I heard. I don't know.
I would inquire to why you're no longer dwelling in Sigil, but that would be rude.
Yeah.
Instead, I will just inquire to my friend, what can I do you for? So she explains, like, all right, these two kids, like, they want a thing that'll help them get to the junkyard. He says, well, that is not an easy feat, nor is it cheap. What?
Oh. That's not going to work out. I only have 3 gold.
Again, the gurgling giggle. Do I look like I care about gold? I'm rich. I care about things.
I got a helmet.
Margaret looks at you and she's like, that's my helmet.
Barget's got a helmet.
It's true.
Takes it away from you and just, I have a helmet. Like reaches, like it folds out and like pulls the helmet in. And it's almost like when someone like does the snooty taste of wine and swishes it around in their mouth and then spits it out. The Slurg does that with the helmet. Swishes it around inside of its gelatinous cube body and then spits it softly out on the table in front of it. Says, that's very used. Did you ever wash this?
So gross.
Is it magic?
It is magic. And actually, I think I could fetch quite a pretty price for it. I have a collector who might be interested in this. I will trade you a map for this helmet.
Where's the map go? Or take us?
It allows you to find the junkyard on the edge of the infinite. I do not guarantee its safety, nor its concurrent accuracy, because the junkyard sometimes does move. But this is the most reliable route through the astral sea.
We're used to not knowing where we're going or being secure about it.
And as Barger could tell you, sometimes it is easy to get there, but much harder to leave.
Oh, we figured that out.
Yeah, there's so much stuff. Like, I kind of wanted to stay, but Roni's like, oh, I gotta save the stuff and the Dragon Queen. Oh, it's bullshit. I don't know. Amulet, you're now sitting on a bench with Roni, and she's explaining to you that she has allies, more or less they're enemies of enemies, who alerted her to the fact that Tiamat's primary agent was attempting to wage war on the prime material plane. That was all she got. But she got a strand of hair with it and said, that is the weapon. She explains that her and Margaret traversed all over the place and ended up at the junkyard to gain the services of a blind basilisk named Namer, who is able to, when fed, give you the ability to track the person down who they fed off of. And that was you. I know it's a lot to take in. I get it. I have to live with dragon business all the time, believe it or not. So I have a vested interest in stopping this. Now, I'm also not a child murderer, so I'm not just like going to kill you because I'm not that gal, but I have to stop you. So you need to tell me what I need to do to stop you, because I can't let this go.
Stop me from what? I don't even know what I'm supposed to do.
Do you know Tiamat? Let's start. You want me to be bad cop? I'll be bad cop. Do you know Tiamat?
You don't have to be bad cop. I legit don't know
Do
what you think I'm going to do.
let's figure it out together. Do you know Tiamat?
Have I met Tiamat? Yes.
Don't-
Do I know Tiamat? Tiamat doesn't care if I know Tiamat.
She turns and looks at the pseudo dragon, and the pseudo dragon perches right on your shoulder and just stares at you like, "Don't lie to me."
I legit. I mean, I've met her very briefly, twice, and in my dreams though. So
Yeah. Do you
Do I
not see
know
how that
her?
might be like you knowing somebody because they came to you in your dreams and they are an omniscient primordial god
I feel like knowing someone
trapped in the
friends
nine
with
hells?
them.
No, I know lots of people and bunch of them I've killed.
Yeah, but I don't know anything about her. I just know the sassy things she said to me.
You're in school, correct?
Yeah.
Read a book.
I would if I've been at school long enough to go find the
Hey,
library.
That's a failing of your educational system. That's not my responsibility.
Not my fault.
What about someone named Archon the Cruel?
What about Archon?
Do you know them? Have you met them? Not no, you don't hang out and sing songs on the weekends. Or just you know who they are? Have you been in their presence before?
Oh, Amulet's gonna lie.
Make me that deception check.
Okay. Oh, come on, dice. I rolled a 13, which is a 15.
Which is not enough. She is looking at you hard when you're kind of slow to answer, and then the pseudo dragon cranes its head so it's looking right at you. It turns and looks at her and shakes its head like she's lying. And she says, "Don't lie. Blink. If I don't figure out, Blink will."
That's cool. Sometimes you have conversations with people.
Yeah, but sometime.
Just listen.
That's what you sound like.
I know, right?
Yeah, but sometime.
Just sometimes you have conversations with people that you're not supposed to share with other people because there may have been things said in a really demanding sort of mean way and you can't talk about things. So
I get it.
and she just winks at her.
She looks at you actually kind of hard at that moment. She goes, "Don't trivialize this."
Sometimes you don't know if people are listening at different times, and so you just
let me explain that. Where we're at, they're not going to hear you. Not here.
How do I know that? How do you know that?
She stops, takes her finger, touches your nose, and then turns your head to look at the prize master. She goes, "Because that crazy bastard makes it so no one can. They can't even get in here. I'm shocked that piece of shit can." And she points over at Olgstog, but apparently his blood is diluted just enough that he's not a deity.
Just I'm
No.
a little weird. I'm a little weirded out to talk about it because I was told not to talk about it. And I don't want to get in trouble because they're kind of more powerful than I am.
Yeah, they're more powerful than I am too. It doesn't mean we can't stop them.
Well, yeah.
It sounds like is this something you want to do? Are you just a demon child?
Not a demon child. Just sometimes you can't stop people without having the info first, and you got to take the time to find the info.
Well, you take that time, and then she continues to commit genocide in order to remanifest herself on the prime material plane. You can take all the time you need, and you can wash your hands in all that blood. So listen.
You
Kid,
can be a dick about it, or we can work together. I'm gonna tell you that
I'm
right
not being
now.
a dick about it. I'm trying to be straight with you. You're the one who's being shady about things.
Well,
So,
because I was told not to
you-
talk about it.
And I'm telling you, I don't give a shit. Just talk to me. So you do know who I'm talking about.
Yes, of course I do.
How do you know him?
I met him once.
That's great.
Said, hey, he told me to try to figure out some info and sent me on my way.
I should have just conked you on the head and took you to a bonfire.
You're not going to
This
get
would be
any answers
so much
conking me
easier
on
if
the
I just
head.
had someone pick it out of your brain.
Ugh.
Oh, I wonder if... No, I'm not going back to him to ask him about that. I need to know how you know this person, how you're connected to them, who's connecting you to them. Because that might tell me, if you don't know what weapon you are, that might let me know what you are, so we don't ever have to cross paths again.
I only know him because I was taken to see him because he wanted to see me. He told me to figure out how to travel in my dreams that I apparently can do sometimes. I don't know. I haven't even slept long enough to find out if I can.
Who took you to him? Because don't you find it slightly odd that the basic head of a goddess's army wanted to see you, a kindred child?
I was told I was powerful.
Yeah, that's why we're talking. Because don't you think that's slightly odd? Because I do. So I want to know how such a nefarious individual got to you.
Of course it's weird, but I'm not stupid. I just need the info, and you can't get the info unless you endear yourself to people. Being dicks to someone's not going to help.
I just want to know who introduced you. I'm trying to put this together.
What is her title? She's my counselor, right? Counselor? No, that's not the right word.
Yeah, but she's also a lot of other things. So you're just trying to obfuscate it as much as possible.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to be like real. Just like, hey, she's the person of my that's authority to me. So I'm trying not to get into trouble while I figure out what I'm supposed to do to fix the issue.
You have a name.
You probably have never heard of her. Her name's Keska.
I have heard of her.
Oh, okay. So then you know what I'm dealing with.
So I have to take you off the board.
What do you mean?
Well, and that's when you feel a sting in the back of your neck.
What the fuck?
And you go to sleep.
I thought you couldn't hurt anyone here.
Can't draw a weapon, but a pseudo dragon has a stinger on its tail.
Dicks. Wait. Hold on. It might not be this character. Hold on.
Hang on.
Hang on. I can't remember the character that has poison resistance. My guess is not this one.
No.
Probably Dwarven Bargrit.
Yeah, probably was Bargrit.
It was probably Bargrit.
Kenders don't have that.
God damn it. I mean, I would have advantage on an int checks against dragon lore if I knew anything about pseudo dragons, but I doubt it. Okay. There's nothing I can do against that. Nothing.
Well, I mean, you could roll a saving throw at disadvantage.
Yeah.
You'll need a crit.
What kind of saving throw?
It would be a constitution.
Wait, sorry,
check.
we need a double crit. Worst things have happened. Well, that's real funny because I rolled a double, but they're double 5s.
Close, but no cigar.
It's double. Does that count for anything?
10.
Okay.
Worth
trying.
Anything else everyone wants to do before you all meet back up again?
All but me.
All but you.
I'll try to find someone to write in my tablet, but I don't know if we need to play that through or if we just want to say it happened.
I will say you guys all found somebody. So you guys all return to the spot. But no amulet, no Basana.
What the hell? Where'd they go?
Hey, what'd your friends do with my friend?
Hey, what'd your friend do with my friend?
Oh man, probably. Yeah, I don't know.
Ugh.
She's an
That's-
elf. They're shifty. You know that.
Weird. Looking around, do I see any sign of a struggle? Anything dropped? Oh.
Barger kind of goes, yeah, well, they're wrapping up here. We probably don't want to stick around past closing time. That's generally not smiled upon. Don't ask me how I know.
Where did your friend go?
I don't know. That's why I asked if she went with your friend.
Well, we weren't here. How would we know?
We're associates. We don't always I'm not a mom.
I mean, I'm not Amulet's mom,
Exactly. Yeah. She gives her a little high five.
right?
Like, who are you, little guy? That you're telling us? It's like, what?
Right?
But don't you have to go with her?
No. I'm an adult. I do what I want to do.
But do you?
Are you trying to fucks with me?
No.
No.
How do we get out of here?
She leans down. She's puts her hand on the hilt of where the chain is, and she goes, "It's closing time, so this whole peace bond stuff. So, are you trying to mess with me?
I think that's a bad idea at this point.
I'm just fucking with you. No, I don't know where she went.
Ah, damn it.
You should have seen your face. Dude, I'm gonna hit a kid. Come on.
You'd
You
be
s-
surprised at how many people
I'm-
are totally fine with hitting
If
us,
you swung first, all bets are off.
I mean, if that kid's a dick.
right?
Yeah. I mean, I can hit a kid because I'm a kid, but
I have.
I mean, I've hit kids of other species because, have you ever hit a baby dragon?
no, I've hit kids, my species. I've hit kids from other species. Wait, does hitting them vicariously via explosion count?
Fair. Fist
Yeah?
pounds you again.
Yeah.
Well, bye, I guess. It's been real. Maybe I'll see you around.
I
If
mean,
you see Roni, tell her I'm looking for her.
all right. Ah, this isn't good.
No, it's really not.
Bliss goes, I got 5 people.
I got one, but I lost an amulet.
Can you
Where's
guys keep it
Basana?
secret? I forged mine.
Erlen looks at you and he just waits for everyone not to pay attention after they give you their glowers, and he just goes, nice.
Right. I know.
Well, I mean, surely they won't just get left here. So I say we go through the portal. Maybe they already went back.
Oh, I hope so.
Can I
Monty-
do an insight check?
Yeah, of course.
Just something feels off. And she's
What are you trying to suss out?
I want to like just look around the immediate area, like right where we saw them, and see if there's any kind of like marking on the floor, or if something feels off, or something's like off.
You can make me investigate check.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that's the 13. I'm like, maybe let's not.
Yeah. I mean, you look around, you're like, but there's so much foot traffic that comes through. There are so many people of so many different shapes and sizes. That, Monty, anything you want to do before you leave?
I think he'll do he'll like hang out and he'll like talk about all of the commando stuff. Because like he's like, someone wants to listen to me talk about commando stuff. So
Very intently does. You do find out that her name is Commandant Emerald Holopel. I will spell it in the chat because I see everyone looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? Not Emerald. Don't do that.
I spell everything just by how you pronounce it, so it's never right in my book, but hopefully I can say it right.
I was like, bam.
I just completely. Also, I just saw someone's LUTE goblin comment up there. That's pretty great.
That's what I kept hearing. I was like, maybe it's the other kind of loot.
I kind of feel like maybe that is the name of the band. Actually,
yeah.
Cha Cha and the Loot Goblins.
Yeah.
But they also have this curse where anyway, it's a dumb idea I had.
I like it.
Delightful.
Yeah.
It's great.
So you all leave through the portal. And when you get there, I want you all to make me a wisdom saving throw upon your arrival.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no, wait, isn't it a bad thing if I have to make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, that's a 5.
Oh, I beat you. It's a 7.
Yeah.
At disadvantage, I got a 16.
Oh.
You're not stunned then. The rest of you are.
Sweet.
Great.
It's like, what are you guys doing?
Monty, you come in and there's this blinding light, and Hypnos is handing over their mantle. Make me, Twig and Charity, you can make me a perception at disadvantage. Monty, you can make it at regular.
I rolled a 5, and then I rolled a 1.
You're like, it's so bright in here. This is dumb. Why is it so bright? This is stupid. You know what's stupid? All this brightness.
It's so bad. How did I go from my first roll being a 20 to just this garbage?
You need to reach into your dice stash, start pulling out some pinch hitters.
For reals.
Twig?
I got a 7.
Yeah, you're blind.
Yeah.
15.
Monty, you kind of have to squint and you're looking into this and you see it just as it happens. Bosana takes the mantle of Hypnos.
What? Buddy like runs over. He's like, what's going on?
She's now like floating half awake, and Hypnos just looks like a guy now. A handsome guy, but a guy nonetheless.
He's just a guy.
He's just a guy. He's just a dude.
He's like, I'm a guy now and I work at Sitgo.
He's just a handsy boy.
Oh, yep.
Don't be a hungry lad.
It's like a guy and I can see your wiener.
He's like, oh. Sorry, I did not want my first mortal action to be like real pedo weird. Sorry about that.
No, it's just naked.
Just a guy who's a dude, yeah.
He's just a guy who's a dude.
Pal.
Yeah, you had to give Bosana your clothes. So
He looks up and he says, it looks much harder from here. And that's when there's a glowing light, and Amulet is asleep on the floor, and the elven woman that she was talking to is lurking above her, like, what? She's like, oh shit.
what?
What happened? Or am I still...
Nothing. She slipped.
I can't really see anything real good, but I'm
Perfect.
just gonna say
I found your friend. I'm
I-
going to go get her medical attention. She picks her up and throws something on the ground and bamps out. And about 10 seconds later, bamps right back in.
It didn't seem like it worked.
What the hell is happening?
Monty's like, I'll take over play by play. So Amulet is sleeping, and this lady keeps trying to disappear, but she can't disappear.
Wait! Amulet is here.
She's sleeping.
But okay, from whence did she come? Because she wasn't here.
I don't see it's poofed in here. Like
Amulet,
we did,
Poof.
I'll get to you in a second. But
Cool.
or something.
No
at
worries.
that point, a portal opens up and the dwarven woman you guys were talking to walks in. She's like, man, those kids were pretty cool. I've been waiting. Oh, fuck me.
Language.
And Roni like looks at her like, shut up.
Yo, is that cool chick?
Oh, hey, it's
Oh,
you guys. I
hey!
didn't think I'd see you so soon.
Monty's like, I have no idea who any of these people
Yeah.
are.
And you
It's like,
hear a booming voice echo through, and it's kind of Basana's voice, but not. And she says, I have brought you back together because you'll need to be together for whatever happens ahead. Just because I am no longer with you does not mean that what we are should not continue. At this point, Thanatos is kind of standing back and watching all this, and he kind of looks at you and he's like, if you have anything to say, her humanity is slowly becoming dormant. I would say it now.
How long until she's normal? How long is she working?
He slow turns and looks at Hypnos and he says, how long will it be, brother? And he's like, I don't know.
No.
As everyone's like standing there awkwardly, there's like this long silence and Cherry.
You make me a perception check. All three of you.
I want her to be like, bye, and then just turn around and bail.
Oh, hey, natural 20.
That's a 7. I'm getting my other.
Just rage getting dice.
It's an unnatural 20 for Monty.
So you two hear behind you, Margaret and Roni talking, and she's like, I thought you were just going to grab the kid. I thought, well, like, this is a thing. I'll distract the other kids. I'll be like, haha, look at me. I'm funny. And they'll come with me and we'll do some fun stuff because, kids are all right. I mean, you don't like them, but kids are okay. And then you would get the girl and then we would go figure this out and we can handle that business. And she's like, I did. And then this bullshit keeps happening. And they try to bamf away one more time and they end up right back where they were.
You ever been punched by a kid?
At that point, Margaret cracks her back and she's like, I don't see no peace bond. And the only thing standing between me and you, kid, is space and opportunity.
Monty draws his bazooka ass shotgun. Have you ever been shot by a kid?
She as she's still looking at Twig, she side eyes and she goes, not yet, but
Why don't you try it, babe?
best not miss.
What is happening?
Are you gonna shoot?
Oh yeah, he's like, great. Why don't you try it?
Take a shot.
Oh god, I have 18 health.
Shooting her?
That's a 25.
25 hits.
Great.
What the hell?
And she's not raging yet.
That's 13 fourth damage plus double check. Everything within 5 feet of her. So probably Roni needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
25.
Okay.
Would Amulet have to make a dexterity saving throw?
Probably.
But she can't because she's unconscious.
Or suffer 1d8 fire damage.
Ooh. So let me one for blink too. Yeah, easily. Do you want to roll the 1d8?
Yeah, it's only 2.
Okay. Amulet take 2 damage. Um,
Well, then he'll
So-
fire again.
do you get 2 shots?
Yeah, yes, the Biz multi-attack.
Okay. Well, I'm going to use my reaction before we do it.
That's probably fair. Monty is unconscious.
And she throws her hammer out towards Twig, and right before it hits him, she jerks it. I mean, this chain is on fire, and there's this massive maul on one end and an axe head on the other comes flying towards you, Monty. Does a 33 hit?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Right,
did not just do that.
I rolled a 19, so.
Jesus
yeah.
He's
Christ.
playing with Grundlebutt. It just-
So right as this weapon is about to cave in your gift skull, it just stops. I mean, you're getting your little
Whiskers,
your
No.
little porn stash that was coming in just starts to slightly smolder. It stops, and everyone stops, and you just see the glowing form of Bosana's hand out, like going like this, and it's just like this webs of energy throughout the room. And Margaret like pulls on the chain, and her Grundlebutt just is just stuck there, and she pulls on it, and she like literally turns and like tries to haul it off of her shoulder that way, doesn't budge. And Thanatos says, "Enough." And the Grundlebutt clinks to the ground, and then she yanks it back into her hand. And she looks at you, and she brushes off the soot from your gunshot to her face, and she just licks her hands off, and she's like scrubbing it off of her side of her cheek. And you can tell why you hit her. You didn't do very much, and you pretty much shot her point blank.
Like I kind of won that one though.
Yeah. She goes,
Yeah,
well,
but I
kinda-
hit you a bunch of
she looks pissed, real pissed at first, and she goes, "Hey, Ronnie got shot in the face." She goes, "Yeah, I saw that. It just didn't hurt." She goes, "Yep, you do realize we're probably in deep shit right now." And she's like, "Don't care."
Better and worse.
So I will
as this is going on, Amulet, you wake up and you're in your dreamscape. Except for
Shit.
normally when you're walking through the dreamscape, it's pretty open to you. Like you can see everything. You feel like everything can see you.
Mm-hmm.
This time you look and you see Moloch. Moloch does not see you.
A wave.
Doesn't even see you. You look past Moloch, and in the distance you see a tower with 5 dragon heads. And the heads are actually moving, and they're looking for you,
Oh shit.
but they don't
So-
see you.
Is there a thing to hide?
They don't see you.
She still wants to hide anyways.
And as you hide, you hear Bosana's voice, and it says, "You don't have to do that anymore."
What the hell?
I did this for a lot of reasons. This is just a bonus. I didn't know you could do this. I didn't know I could turn that off. But now they don't get to see you unless you want to be seen.
Thank you.
I can feel me going away, like going to sleep. But what I took waking up. So I don't think when I come back, when you wake up here in a second, I'll be able to do this. I don't think I'll remember it. So you're going to do it for me, okay? Then we'll call it square.
Whatever you need.
You need to tell the rest of them this, okay?
Okay.
Listen to Charity. Protect Bliss. Trust in Twig. Heed Rosine. She kind of smiles for a second. She says, believe in Monty and follow you. She reaches, she floats down, she puts her hands on your shoulders and she says, you can do this, and not just that big version of you, but you can do this.
But I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Lead.
I don't know how to lead.
They need to follow you. You're the only one out of all of them that's level-headed. And this is why I'm telling you this. And as someone who wanted to be level-headed and couldn't, Rosine wants to show she's the best. Bliss can't tell if she cares about anything enough to care. Twig is always looking for the next big thing. Charity's got enough on her plate. And Monty, it's not his turn yet, but it's your turn. I have to go to sleep now, but you need to wake up. And she hugs you when you wake up. And all you see when you wake up is the same form floating in the air above everyone. And Margaret leans over. He goes, hey, look, she's awake.
I'll rub my neck and be like, what the fuck?
Hurts, doesn't it?
What?
Yo, how many times he's done that to me? So the dragon sticks its tongue out and lands on Orny's shoulder.
Stick my tongue out back. Hey, Ben, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I got the words, but I don't have all the names. It was listen to...
I'll say it again.
Please.
Listen to Charity.
Charity.
Protect Bliss.
Bliss. Trust.
Trust in Twig.
Heed.
Rosine.
Okay, I got the rest.
Believe in Monty and follow Amulet.
Thank you.
And as she was getting ready to say something to all of you, Amulet wakes up and she stops talking. And Thanatos turns and says, it's done. Hypnos looks at Bosana one last time, looks at all of you, bows his head and walks away.
As he's going, you better not take too long.
He just keeps walking.
Yeah, you keep walking.
I like to see a little otter like threatening someone like that. That's adorable. I like it.
Do you want me to shoot him?
She said
No.
she saw a future she didn't want. So she decided to make her own.
Well, that's one way to pull some threads, I guess.
You have done something amazing here, and I hope you know that. And therefore, I am beholden to ensure that you meet the Lady Persephone. Also, he turns and looks, and you feel like his presence like get big. And he glowers over at Roni and Margaret. What would you like me to do with these interlopers? And that's where we're going to stop. Shaggy, TIT. Hey! Geo-san Wolf? I can never say your name correctly. Hello! Good to see you. Also, I love your avatar. So go around the table, tell everybody who you are, where they can find you, what you're up to, and what your favorite bird is.
So many birds. I'm not Brennan though, so I can't think of all the birds. Yeah, I am Nate. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter and probably all the things at Cubicle Zombie. You can find me here every other Monday night and randomly on Chaos Scar.
Chaos Scar was buck wild last time.
Nice.
Buck wild.
I'll have to watch the recording.
Yeah, it was. Talk about a group where I think I have it figured out. They go, "Oh no, we're gonna do some crazy shit." And I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry. What did you say? What did you guys? You want to do what?"
I turned into a giant owl and fought a dragon. Not a
Oh.
dragon.
Yeah, it was a dragon. It was a wormling, but it was a
wormling.
dragon.
It was wormling.
How did that
Little
go?
did we both know you can't turn to a giant owl at second level, a druid, but
No,
we
found out
retconned
wrong.
it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can. You just can't fly.
You can't fly, but I was.
We
flying.
retconned it into a magic item, so it was too cool. Like she didn't realize until after it was all done, and I didn't realize until she told me, and the show was over, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh well, fuck that! That was too cool. We're not changing that." I mentioned that to chat on Sunday morning. They're like, "Nope, you can't change that. That was too cool." So
I've never played a druid before. I totally fucked it up. So
it was pretty boss.
Yeah.
Also, my favorite line of the entire thing from chat was when you guys were trying to figure out your big end game where those other guys were through that portal and they didn't know you were on the other side. And you guys were like, we're just going to these bombs on the other side and then erase the line so the portal shuts. And somebody in chat, I can't remember if it was Shaggy or Super Spy, was like, you guys are petty as fuck and I'm here for it. I just want a t-shirt that says Chaos Scar. Petty as fuck and we're all here for it. Super Spike, yes. That
like
was
it was him. Well,
so beautiful. All right.
It's great.
Charity, where can-
Kitty
where
head.
can I find you?
I know. It's hi, I'm Shannon, and this is Dream, aka Smaug, who has slowly started
Smaug.
stealing
No.
all of my shit. Did you just
You got bit.
for real?
Mhm.
You gonna bite again? Yeah, she'll just chew on me the whole time. That's what she does. You can find me on social media at Rainbow Beach. That's Beech. You can find me on TikTok. You're so fucking rude. You can find me on TikTok and on Instagram and all sorts of things. And you can't find Dream anywhere other than on the same accounts. Where there are videos on my TikTok of her having a literal like emotional meltdown while I'm in the bathroom. So that's the quality content you're going to get from me.
Hell yeah.
You were in danger in there.
It's the rain room. It's very scary. That's so scary.
You should just bite her back.
It's so
Yeah.
scary.
I have actually. She doesn't. For real? What are you doing?
She's out. Let me go, Mom.
I got my
Jeez.
loving. I get my loving on the run.
I'm Cassandra. You can't find me anywhere but here every 2 weeks. Occasionally, actually, I think I'm the first person on Chaos Scar to level. So
You were.
Oh, well done.
Hey.
I've been on 4 times now. Very exciting. But yeah, gotta come. You come back in 2 weeks and see me again. So see some
Maybe this
beautiful faces.
Friday, Crafting Kids.
Possibly. Ben
think-
and
I
I
think
have fast internet now.
Do you notice we didn't have any internet problems?
We didn't have any
Yeah.
internet problems.
Good times.
Our
Went
internet
from-
is like what? Like, oh, well over
We went from 40
200
to,
times faster
Yeah, we're running an average of 843 right now.
from 40.
Lord.
From 40. Fiber. We got fiber in the neighborhood finally.
I'm
Nice.
so jealous.
No.
Moving on up, moving on up.
And
Oh,
I'm
and my
paying-
favorite. What's your favorite bird?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, Nate.
Oh, I forgot
Hey,
about
yeah,
birds.
what's your bird?
Yeah. What's your
Yeah.
bird?
I don't even know.
Come on. Pick a
I
bird.
know. All the eagles that I see flying around out here. How about that?
Right.
Aw, snap, digging holes and breeding villagers this Friday. Fair
Oh,
enough.
Jackie misses our internet problems.
Does
I
Twitch
know.
let you do that? You got to blur that out.
Shannon, what's your favorite bird?
My If we're talking about breed of bird, I used to have a cockatiel, so I really
Ooh.
think they're super cute and sweet. But if we're talking about one actual specific bird of all time,
Big bird.
no, it's gonna be Hey Hey from Moana.
Ooh, good
That's
choice.
Solid choice.
Damn, that's a good option.
He
Sandra,
went
what's
to
your bird?
Juilliard.
You know,
I thought for once no one was gonna. God damn it!
We almost got that spit take.
almost.
Oh, Ellen,
One of these
cheated.
days we'll get it. I don't know if I have I would probably generally pick something really weird named, like Tits or something like that. You
Titmouse.
know. Yeah.
Titmouse.
Yeah.
Bluefoot
Gotta
and
be-
Booby.
Yeah,
tits.
Bluefoot Booby. You know, like
Just
something
tits.
weird
Yeah, that
name.
tits bird. Tits, you know.
Bird, you know what I'm talking about?
Every time you're like, look at them tits. It's like I'll know it's
Oh, it's
birds.
a bird. Yeah.
Right? It's a bird. Yeah, it's totally a bird.
Oh my god!
Warrior.
Those right over there, nicest tits on the floor.
The nicest tits you're gonna see out in that tree.
I'm Warrior. You can find me at WarriorMN in various places, including Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. You can find me here every other Monday and streaming nowhere else because all the other games went offline, but they're fun. My favorite birds aren't real.
Oh shit. Hot take.
Birds are a lie.
Birds aren't real. There's a website about it, probably.
Yeah, .com.
Birds are
No, I
real.
believe there is. I
There
believe there actually is a birds aren't real website.
Birds aren't real.
Yep. The birds work for the bourgeoisie.
deep state birds.
Oh.
Deep nest.
You know how birds only show up in nice neighborhoods.
Oh God. I'm your King Ginger. I will be here Thursday. Yes, Thursday. Swoopy Boys. We're supposed to do a watch party where we're gonna watch The Burning, but I gotta figure out how watch parties work because I don't know if we can watch a movie that is that gory on Twitch. Like I think that movie has some nudity in it too, and I'm not just talking about Jason Alexander shirtless, because young Jason Alexander is shirtless a lot in that movie, and it's young Jason Alexander playing a shitty camp counselor. I don't know if we can't do that. We'll pick them. We'll find something, or maybe we'll just like do a watch along. We're like, I don't know how that works. I had to figure that out. But Colin really wants to watch The Burning. I've seen it a couple times. It's a good slasher, proto slasher. Then Friday, Crafting Kids. Littlefoot. Yeah, fair.
Yep,
Littlefoot's a good choice. I think we'll do Crafting Kids just because. And then next Sunday is prep school. Fair bird. I like ducks. They got weird mouths. They make cool noises. You get to see them all the time.
weird
when
other
they go
things.
flex. Yeah, they got weird
Yeah.
stuff going on.
They do.
But I like the sheen of green on like mallards. I think that's what I don't know birds, but
Yeah.
Yes,
and,
you're right.
and according to Ryan, they're not real anyway. So I'm just imagining all this stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, thank you guys very much for hanging out. Sorry for the short episode and a little like all over the place, but we appreciate you guys hanging out and chatting it up and having some fun. And we'll see you in 2 weeks when we go see Persephone and probably Hades, and that ought to be fun. So yeah.
Oh, not Hades.
Oh, I got plans for Hades.
Oh,
They're good. They're good plans. Let's just put it this way. I've watched an awful lot of
Bye.